Hello, beautiful people. How are you all doing today? What's up? What is up, chat? So, we have had further Arlecchino leaks. And it is officially not as bad as Daya. So that's a good start. Don't jinx it. Yeah. I hope I'm not jinxing it. Anyways. So, okay. So far, how would you compare her to Hu Tao in terms of DPS? I don't expect her to be as good. But not that far behind either. Isn't she better in AoE? What AoE? Okay, so I think the biggest thing that fucked with my assumptions a little bit is she generates her particles on E cast, not on charge attack mark consumption, which means that you're gonna have to E and then wait to catch your own particles, or you're gonna have significantly higher ER requirements. And even if you wait and catch the particles, her ER requirements are still pretty damn high if you burst every rotation. And her burst animation is like longer than Ayato. And so from what I've looked at, it's not exactly 2 seconds, Prestel. That's not true. It's about 2.5 seconds. It's about the same length as Zhongli Burst. Um but yeah, long burst animation and high ER requirements if you're bursting every rotation. So I actually expect it to be better to burst every other rotation. Her burst is a DPS game. It is. It's better to use her burst than to not use it if you have it. But her ER requirements to use burst every rotation, I think, are too high to justify it. From what I've looked at so far, it seems like even without looking at the longer animation length, DPS is very similar if you burst every other rotation versus if you build enough ER to burst every rotation. And then the burst length would obviously shift things in favor of the burst every other rotation. Um, What's the ER to burst every other rotation? Basically nothing. It's like using child melee burst every rotation. It's a little bit less bad because she's pyro, so you're generating more energy for her than for child, but it's similar, yeah. Glad. She's a great Glad user. Her new set is 19% damage percent over Glad, which is about a 2-piece, right? Like, it is better and it's probably worth farming if you want to main her. But if you already have a Glad set, you'll get most of her power out. Jose obviously will also be good if you're playing with Farina, but yeah. What about Crimson Witch? Eh. She doesn't vape a lot of her damage. And Glad is just better. Some calcithers, I was in doubt with her ICD for vape comps. What were your assumptions for ICD? I have assumed standard ICD, and her ICD doesn't line up very well. I really think they're trying to incentivize not playing her in vape. No, it's not a 24% damage increase. It has 19 additional damage percent, which is not going to be 19% more damage. Depending on the team, that's going to be anywhere between like 6 and 10% more damage. It's 10% more. The more damage percent you have, the less better it is. It's still a sizable increase, but yeah. You're pulling? It was basically decided I was gonna pull even before we saw her kid. Utao is vape, Arlecchino's overload. She'll work in overload teams. I don't know if I expect them to be better than Monopyro, though. Especially considering how small her AoE looks. Although, I will say, having access to Beto is actually a pretty big upside for her. Because she can't heal. So any form of shielding and defensive utility through damage reduction is actually a pretty big deal. She also doesn't have any resistance to interruption. What comps did you run? Arlecchino, Chevaliers, Beto, and who? Probably Fischl. Or Shangling. Up to you. She has 30% resistance? That's fake. Like, I'm sorry, but A, I'm pretty sure it's 20, not 30. But B, that's so fucking fake. Like, that is so omega fake. Why is it fake? Because it stacks multiplicatively with other forms of damage reduction. So it's effectively just the same as having slightly higher base defense. Like it doesn't really matter. It's not bad. No, it's not bad. But like, people shit talk Xiao's C4, right? It's significantly worse than Xiao's C4. Like, that it's cool and all, but you gotta contextualize it, right? It's not actually enough defensive stuff to let you be able to sustain properly. It just makes her a little bit tankier. White Tassel being her best free to play is so sad. It is, because, bro, okay, wait. Can you get White Tassel in Chen Yu Vale? Oh, you reach friendship 10. Cool. Yes, that's really good, right? Oh yeah, I have R5 now. Pong. That's actually really good. He doesn't have free to play weapons. I mean, White Tassel is almost as good as Deathmatch. So I don't think I agree with that. What's her best in slot after her weapon? Probably Jadewing Spear's second best. Maybe Scarlet Sands, depending on how many external attack buffs you have. No, Homa. Homa will also be good, but it won't be as good. Because, well, she can actually fucking stack Jadewing Spear. And unless you go out of your way to get hit, you don't want to be under 50% HP on her. Did you have any Farina teams? Sure. Why Scarlet? High crit rate. It's just a stat stake. From what I saw, she already gets a lot of damage percent, so you should go attack Goblet. It's a thing you can do if you're not running Bennett. If you're running Bennett, I think damage percent Goblet is still better. Genuinely not being contrarian or anything, but her animations are underwhelming, especially without her SIG. Yeah, I think her normal attack animations are underwhelming. Like, the skill and burst animation are pretty cool. But most of her gameplay is normal attacks, and I do kind of agree that the normal attack animations are a little bit underwhelming. Are you going for her SIG? I'm actually thinking about it. I'll wait and see what the banner is. If there's 5 sword on the banner, I'll probably go for it. If not, I don't think so. Why? Because I don't really want to get a Hu Tao downgrade for my account. Is Sig actually 50% better than Deathmatch? No. It seems like it's 5.5% of the current Bond of Life, not of the total one. So the Sig is not nearly as good as I thought. It's still good. But yeah. Thank goodness, man. 30% over Deathmatch R1. I mean, I can double check. Right, what's this bullshit? Starting with... Ugh, I am dying of cringe. The 85. Oh no, right. Okay, so this is without Sig. And then with Sig, what do? You start with 25% more? 95. What are the stats on Sigs? It's 674 base, right? 22.1 crit rate. And 32 damage percent. I have about 24% better. Obviously, it's going to depend on the team, though. This is with Bennett and Power Resonance. Well, obviously, Bennett and Power Resonance. You can't have Bennett without Power Resonance, but whatever. So there's a lot of external attack buffs. Deathmatch has really low base attack, so if you lose a lot of external attack buffs, it's going to be more than this 24%. But yeah. Yeah, added Bond of Life too, yep. Is Yolan's hydro app enough for her? Most likely, yes. Farina's probably enough as well. The competition seems like Lenny to me. Monoparo has ERX around 130%. Yeah. I think she's similar to Lenny. But like weaker, but without the fucking charge attack cringe, I guess. Chat, she's not bad. Like, she's far from bad. She's just... Why are theory crafters so miserable and negative all the time? What do you mean? Am I being... Bro, I don't know, man. I saw the fucking quote retweets to my lighthearted joke about how long her burst animation is, and it sure as fuck seems like it's not the theory crafters that are miserable and negative all the time. Alright? Sure seems to be people projecting. A whole lot of people projecting. Arlecchino fans are just so mega defensive because they're biased and hyped, but that happens to every new character. I don't think it's ever been this bad, honestly. Like, in the 27 minutes since I started stream, I'm sure I got a fucking hate comment. 4 minutes ago, meta players stay proving why they're the worst part of every fandom. And it's literally just me tweeting... Arlecchino's burst animation is longer than how patch 4.5 feels. Someone log this musty nerd up. At least they're trying to be creative. I mean, not really. Like... Personal insults are not... a new thing. You need to play another game, bearded lady. Ooh, so creative. Transphobic undertones. Ooh, love those. Creativity. Love that. How creative. See, he has a beard, so I will call him Bearded Lady because I am very funny. Don't pull for her, Zajef. She is too bad for your skill. What does that even mean? Oh, this one is incredibly creative. Wah wah, burst so long, goo goo gaga. There are also those that aren't actually toxic and that are pretty funny, right? Well, let me see if I can find one. I hope you're on Abyss Floor 12, Chamber 3, second half, and you're at 7 minutes and 1 second left, and you ult, and it takes you to 6 minutes 59 seconds, and you lose the star, and you finish with 35 stars because of her. That's good. That's funny, right? And then we were hit with a contrast. Yeah, kill this guy with hammers right here. Is it the LeBron James gif? Yeah, it is. White male mad. Oh yeah, then there's the people that are just fucking making shit up. We'll see about that. According to Zajef, even Neville wasn't supposed to be meta. Source, I made it the fuck up. Didn't you say that Neville was too strong and then he got nerfed? Did he get nerfed in beta? Yeah, he did, right? Who the fuck is Otets? What? Are you talking about Arlecchino? Father in Russian? Oh. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the content, I think. In some content, you're fine. In some content, you're gonna get fucked. There's no healing. Her own personal healing without signature is not very good. Right? Because she kind of just dies. Like, okay. She heals based on how much bond of life she has left, right? Usually that's about half of her HP, right? Per rotation. If you have Sig and C1, it's probably going to be all of your HP. Wait, no, it's not half of her HP. It's fucking a fourth of her HP. I'm a dumbass. I get confused because apparently the bond of life bar, right? Like the thing that shows at the bottom of your screen, right? If it goes up to half, that is all of your HP, right? You have a bond of life worth 100% of max HP. And if it goes up to full, that's 200%. So I get confused. Why is it like this? Probably to allow for more than 100% to be visually shown. But, I mean, I guess. I thought it was 250. It might be. I don't fucking know, man. I'm confused. Sorry to be the asking Andy, but I didn't understand Arlecchino Kid at all. Could someone tell me? Sure. So, here's how she works, okay? Let me open Paint. Okay. So, there's an enemy, right? Right? There's an enemy, okay? Maybe later, Bumpy. Wait. Okay. So, you use your E on them, and it puts a big X, right? They are now bleeding. They are pissing blood, okay? And every 3 seconds, they will take damage. Okay? Now, when you charge attack them, it removes the X, and it gives you a bond of life, which you can think of as a resource bar, right? It gives you mana, it gives you fucking stacks, it gives you whatever you want to call it. It gives you a certain amount of a resource bar, okay? And you will see that resource bar. Right? Oops. Right, this is going to be your HP bar. Right, very cool. It'll show up like this, okay? Alright, and the more red you have, the more of the resource you have, right? Now, every time she attacks with this resource, it deals additional damage based on how full it is, and it removes a little bit of it. Right? And it keeps going until around here, at which point you lose your Pyro Infusion and your additional damage. That's it, right? She breaks the X to gain Bond of Life. And then she keeps attacking until her Bond of Life reaches below the threshold where she loses her infusion and additional damage. I skipped over a couple things, right? So basically, the amount of Bond of Life that you gain from the X depends on how long you let it cook, right? The longer you let it cook, the more Bond of Life, the more resource you gain when you do your charge attack. And you want to let it cook at least 6 seconds to get the maximum amount. And when you use your burst, you get an additional little bit of Bond of Life. Anyways, you start your rotation with an E and then swap. Will not fuck up her energy. Yes. Yes. She doesn't lose HP with the second bar? No. She does not lose HP. She doesn't consume her own HP. However, she has a passive that prevents her from being healed by anything other than herself. And when she uses her E, which you use at the start of your first rotation, but after that, it's basically you use your E right after the end of your uptime, right? You'll consume whatever is left of your Bond of Life, right? Like this part, and you will heal this much HP. Which means if you need to heal more, you have to end the rotation early before you consume too much of it. She's HP negative? No, because she doesn't consume any HP. She's HP positive. She heals and does not consume any HP. But she also cannot receive healing from any of her teammates. So if you're playing her without a defensive utility option, that's either a shielder or defense reduction or whatever, it might be a little rough. She never heals or just in Bond of Life. She never heals. She can only ever heal from her E. She can heal out of combat as well. But in combat, she can only heal with her own healing. The Bond of Life effectively isn't a Bond of Life. It doesn't actually prevent healing, because that's another part of her kit that does, and it doesn't record healing like any other Bond of Life does. It's just weird. It's just weird, man. C1 or R1? Um, in terms of just damage, R1 should be better. But see what, like, okay. I actually need to change this. Because... oh, God. Yeah, I don't know if it's 5% of total HP or 5% of current bond of life that she gains from the C1. Either way, even if it is 5% of current, this is with signature. Right. Right. This is with signature. You end with 40% bond of life after 3 and 6s. This is with C1. So you end with 60% bond of life. In other words, with with C1 you will heal a lot more than with signature. Hmm. Do we know if N4 consumes 1 or 2 bond of life? She seems to hit pretty quick. I just don't know if it's 0.05 seconds quick. It seems to consume 2. How much field time does she take? Depends on how much you're attacking. I think you have a little bit of wiggle room. But it's generally gonna be around 9 to 12 seconds. Oh, yeah, plus burst. My bad. Plus burst, yeah. Was it a normal attack combo? I'm not sure if you N5D or if you N6. N6 looks kind of shit, honestly. I frame counted some of the stuff and assumed a little bit of hit lag. And I got some pretty scuffed shit. Which would seem to indicate that you're not gonna vape. That you're not gonna vape all your N6s. Research said N5 is better since N6 is too long. Yeah, it makes sense. He said 3 N4s are even better because vaping N5 is scuffed. You should be able to do more than 3 if you're just doing N4s. Can she use Thundering Fury? Honestly, not really. I'm sorry. Maybe she can. Maybe she can, actually. I do kind of want to try it out. Yeah, we can talk with Jason for a little bit.
Yes, all of the above.
Check DMs. Smile.
What about my R5 sauce? Check my DMs.
Okay.
Talk about.
Hello. What's up, Jason? How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. How's the? So, what do you think so far?
Arlecchino, I like her.
I like her too. I think.
I'll
Yeah,
let
go
you.
I mean, listen. The leakers said that. I think that she, like, from what I've looked at, it's looking like
your stream
Hu
just died,
Tao with more caveats.
I think your stream just died.
Oh, really?
I think your stream just...
We're back, saved.
Okay.
Calm. God.
You got hyped up by Nephew K. They got you.
They got me.
They got you.
But yeah, I think she's like Hu Tao with more caveats, basically.
I don't think that's necessarily true at all.
What do you mean?
She doesn't play well with Farina, and she doesn't play well Bennetless.
Yeah, I mean, she has more.
She has less damage and doesn't do those. And has a bit more limited team.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot more like actual gameplay caveats than Hu Tao.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think about cannot be healed?
I think. Well, I mean, okay, design-wise, I talked about it before. I feel like it doesn't make any sense to give her Bond of Life, but she doesn't interact with Bond of Life in any of the ways that Bond of Life is supposed to interact with things. I think it's kind of dumb, and I wish it just gave her another resource like mana or fucking Fury or whatever.
It's Bond of Life in name only.
Hmm?
It's Bond in name only.
Yeah, basically. And I think that's kind of cringe. But the no healing thing, I think it's interesting. But I kind of wish that. I mean, I do think it's interesting. It is going to make team building a little bit more challenging for some people. It's going to drive up the value of defensive options that aren't healers like Beidou and Zhongli.
Yeah, if only your damage didn't dive off a cliff with them. It is really unfortunate that shielders are just worse than healers.
Yeah.
And I feel like they knew they wanted to do this Bond of Life character. They probably should have taken a step back and realized, well, they probably did realize, wait, all of this character's best supports are healers. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let's fix that. She can't be healed. Fix it.
Yeah.
I think it's exactly how this happened. Chevro's already doesn't play well with Farina at all. Or doesn't play with Farina at all.
Yeah.
There's no reason Chevro's shouldn't have been or couldn't have been a shielder if they knew what they want to do with Arlecchino, which is kind of odd.
I mean, they want to make another character you have to pull for.
Do they, though?
I mean, probably.
I know you were in my stream the other day when I was talking about 5-star weapons have been high base attack. Basically all of this version cycle for attack scaling characters.
Yeah.
We're getting higher base attacks. I feel like we're going to get a big attack percent buffer, and one that potentially doesn't heal. Like, so Bennett alternative that gives you attack percent instead of flat. is also Arlecchino is already ahead of the curve by not getting healing from Bennett.
Yeah.
Bennett's buff is worth like it's 100 attack percent, roughly, for characters like Arlecchino.
Hmm. Assuming Bennett is on a 4-star and Arlecchino is on a 5-star, yes.
Yeah,
But
assuming Tequila Fifonia.
assuming Aquila, it's more than 100%.
It depends on the base attack.
Yeah, but with Aquila,
Yeah.
it's 1200 attack, so it's generally about 110 to 130 depending on character base attack and which weapon you're using.
Yeah.
More if you're using a 4-star. A lot more if you're using a weapon like Deathmatch or White Tassel.
That's why I think it's going to be an attack percent buffer.
Yeah.
Because you've seen the new feature, right? The event, the training guide.
Yeah.
The use 5-star weapons on your character's guide.
Yes.
I don't know why it shields 5-star weapons so hard, even on characters that have no business using them.
Medium usage rate.
Every character's top option will always be a 5-star weapon, even if no one uses it. If you own a 5-star weapon, it will tell you to use a 5-star weapon.
I don't think that's true. Wait, let me.
It only shows weapons you own, but it will always show a 5-star weapon at the top.
Yeah, but I think it does that because you have enough 5-star weapons that you have a good one on every character. But I'm pretty sure if I go to Singto, it only tells me 4 stars. Yeah.
Do you have any 5-star swords?
I have Aquila.
Okay, so it doesn't tell you to use Aquila. That's good.
Yeah, it is. But
That's good.
Yeah, I get what you're saying though. Like, I'm pretty sure.
Look, I'm pretty sure you would not use Lost Prayer to Sacred Winds on Mona.
Yeah. It's also,
I'm pretty sure about that.
It's also the #1 recommendation for Nahida.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it shows 5-star weapons a little too hard.
Yeah.
Because I have so many 5-star weapons, some characters will only give 5-star weapons.
That's funny.
I'm very happy though. Yalon, 3 options: Aqua Sim, Elegy, Favonius.
Based. But yeah, I think overall, like I like that she has sort of. She doesn't have good enough synergy in any given team for her to only have one good team. I think that overall, you'll be able to play her in Monopyro, in Chevreuse, and in Vape, and it'll perform similarly.
Chevreuse is Monopyro. She's just a better Monopyro.
I don't think so. Like, it significantly limits your defensive options to play her.
Then, okay. Yeah, that's fair.
And you are not playing Beto if you're not playing Chevreuse, and I think that Beto is actually pretty good for her.
What do you think about the massive Dia buff?
What do you mean?
You can play Dia.
Yeah.
As one of your defensive characters.
Yeah.
Literally massive.
I'd rather play Beto though.
You'd rather play Beto.
Yeah, because she actually does.
What teams are you looking at? Are you looking at Chevreuse, Fischl, Beto?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a shame. It's a shame she doesn't give herself an attack steroid.
Yeah, it is. But hey, listen, for her Abyss has triple Kenki, so like, it's gonna be Beto Central on release.
Yeah, otherwise she's gonna get one shot.
She's gonna get one shot, and she's not gonna be hitting all 3 of them.
What changes do you expect? I can tell you I have 2 changes that I expect off the top of my head.
I want to go first because I haven't thought about this before, and I want to see if I get the same ideas as you.
Okay.
I expect. I think burst multiplier buff.
Okay.
Or burst cost buff, like making it lower. One of those 2.
Yep, that's the one. Is
that one of the 2 you were?
That's exactly what I think they're gonna change.
Yeah.
I think her burst should be a 50 or a 40 cost. Give her the Chevreuse treatment. Nerf the burst a little bit. Either up the bond of life to make up for that, or just leave it as is, because bursting makes her normal attacks do more damage. It's
Yeah.
already semi-important outside of just the damage from the burst.
Mm-hmm.
Making it cheaper makes things more consistent. If I'll actually show you something.
Yeah, from what I've looked at right now, bursting every other rotation is better because
Yeah, it is, but here's the
because of the
damage
VR
difference
requirements.
between the rotation where you burst and the rotation where you don't. If you want to check your
Yeah.
DMs.
Yeah. Wait. Check. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
makes
why I think
sense. These numbers are large. I'm expecting you're assuming some nice little things I'm not assuming, but
those numbers are large. No,
yeah.
those are normal.
Uh,
Those are actually normal. Uh, I can tell you about my assumptions right now.
yeah, what are your assumptions?
I have a big table over here with tracking her stuff. So I can send you this. The line is the 15 hit marker, which is what we're looking at, because 15 hits is all you're going to do.
What do you mean 15 hits is all you're gonna do? You're assuming no burst?
It's not
Yeah.
just assuming no burst, it's field time.
Yeah, I guess.
Um, First of all, it's assuming no burst. This is what it's the maximum you can do without using a burst. The other thing is this is just what fits in rotations. She takes quite a long time. Each N5D, sorry, with the cat dash is about 3 seconds.
What are your
Uh,
what weapon are you using?
Deathmatch.
Really?
Yes.
Hmm. I don't know.
I'm getting what am I saying? Yeah,
What
deathmatch.
what vapes are you assuming?
Right now, okay, so the vape combo is 3 N4D, and it is vape on the N1 and one of the N4s. Every time.
Okay.
That's how the ICD lines up for that.
Is it how it lines up?
That is how it lines up. I just got that confirmed.
Oh.
The N5 wouldn't vape. It's very upsetting. It's,
Yeah.
which is
I
what
think
unvaped we're
that's
doing 2 N5 and then N3.
the first N6 vapes though, so you maybe it's worth to do one N6 and then N4D.
Mm, I doubt it.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know. Is Zajef still assuming she consumes max HP percent bond, not
No.
total? No. It wouldn't make any sense for her to only do 10 hits. She doesn't do enough damage.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't take enough field time. Her weapon options are actually really plentiful. Kind of. She has a lot
Yeah.
of 5-star options, and not a ton of 4-star options outside
But
of
she
Battle
has a
Pass.
3-star option.
She does have White Tassel as long as you play with Bennett.
Yeah.
As long as you play with Bennett, you can
Yeah,
use
without
Tassel.
Bennett it's gonna be a little scuffed for sure.
Yeah. Because of her having, you're either gonna play her unreacted or you're gonna play her vape. I'm very happy to shill Deathmatch from the Battle Pass for her over Battle of the Fjords.
Yeah.
Because it's a weapon that should, in theory, always be useful on her, no matter what you play.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she certainly gets a lot more value from the attack percent than a lot of other characters. It's not like it's a
Yeah, that's
passive as well
fair.
on her.
Mm-hmm.
You also get defense from it? Yes, you also get defense from it.
Fucking true. I feel like her A4 passive is so fake.
It makes her as tanky as a character who built defensive stats offensively. She should have just built defensive stats offensively, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I feel like people are gonna feel like, oh no, I don't need a shielder because of this. And they're
That's
just gonna fucking die.
That's the second change I expect. I think that'll get tuned up a little bit. I think they'll double it to 40, maybe 30.
I feel like 40
Well,
might be a bit high. 30 I could see, I think.
I mean, okay. She's getting a minimum 30% heal at every rotation. as long as you don't end the chamber mid-rotation.
It's not
Because
30%. It's going to be like 25, 26, 27%, whatever.
No bursts, you end at 15 hit, you end at 30.
Yeah,
with the burst, you
but
end at 36.
I think most people will end up attacking until they run out of infusion.
Yeah. You're getting about a 30.
Yeah, a little bit less than 30, but about 30, yeah.
That's not bad. Especially since
Yeah.
she doesn't actually lose her HP.
Mhm.
That is, the HP she's recovering is technically entirely positive. It's just depending on how much damage you take from enemies.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of like a worse Goro C4 for healing.
no, it's kind of exactly like Jingcho's healing.
But without the damage reduction. Let's go.
Yes, it's exactly like Jingcho's healing without the damage reduction.
Let's go.
But Zajef, she has the damage reduction.
Clueless. Surely her res is better than Singso's damage reduction.
Jingcho is 34.
Something around that, yeah.
Yeah. She gets 20. It's not. Okay, it's kind of far off. It's not that far off. He gives 42. Wonderful. Okay, she gets half of a Jingcho. She gets. It's 40 with Hydra bonus. Goblet. Okay. Wonderful.
Someone in my chat asked if it means I'm gonna fish for cash so I can put deathmatch on Arlecchino. That's
Ooh.
funny.
You
That's
should.
A good one.
You should
Daedric
fish.
Spear.
Yes, you have the green stick. You're gonna pull her?
Yeah. I'm
Wow.
considering pulling for her weapon because I kind of don't want to pull for a Hu Tao downgrade.
Good luck.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Real. It is nice that I really wish she wasn't as attack buff dependent. Like that's the biggest thing to me.
Yeah.
That makes her more similar to Yoimiya than Hu Tao. That being said, if you compare her to Yoimiya, she is thrashing her. So that's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. She's kind of like if you take Yoimiya's range as a relevant advantage, she's basically melee Yoimiya.
It depends how much of an advantage you want to look. Yeah, kind of. She's good. I think Arlecchino's a really good character. I think she's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be an interesting thing to try to. Some players will be more comfortable playing your healer list than others, and it's gonna be a balance for team building because her defensive options do tank her damage, and it is a bit of a problem. Beto tanks her damage if you're taking up Bennett, yes. 100%.
Well, takes her personal damage, but not the team DPS in AoE.
No, 100% the team DPS.
Nah. You're
Okay.
a Beto denier. I shall not stand for this.
Okay, good luck. The circle might actually be a problem though. Her charge attack. She has the full drill spin charge attack, and she has to do it.
Yeah, and the E also makes you move a lot.
Yeah, the E also makes her move. And then if you're playing Overload, you're gonna have tons of knockback.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll get a support for her eventually.
Probably not eventually. Probably pretty quickly.
Yeah, probably.
Now, I also don't really think she needs a support. I am really interested in Yelan Vape with her.
Yeah.
I think that's really the one that's going to shine in a lot of cases. What do you think about not playing well with Farina? Are you finally... I know the other day you were talking about, yeah, I'm going to play Farina.
I don't think she plays poorly with Farina, but...
Really?
Yeah.
What have you been thinking about or looking at?
Because effectively, you just get a little bit less fanfare. It's not even that much less, because it's only one of your characters that can't heal. Right? Like, I don't think there's that much anti-synergy. But you will be a lot more squishy. Bro just left.
Sorry.
What the fuck,
Sorry.
man?
I don't know.
That's fucked up.
Sorry. I said I had to go.
Oh, I didn't hear
Listen.
that. Damn.
Okay, what were we talking about? I was talking about Yelan.
Yeah, and Farina, I don't think there's that much anti-synergy, because
Whoa.
like you still heal 3/4 of your character. You're just getting a little bit less fanfare.
With which team?
With any Farina team? Like what? Huh?
That's not an answer.
I don't understand the question. What is?
Are you trying to play Farina Yelan Bennett?
No.
Okay, then what are you trying to play? Are you just gonna play Shanyon and jump up and down?
Hell yeah!
Then yeah, it's good. It's congratulations. You've pulled for worse Utao, but it is good. It's as good as Arlecchino's other team or best teams.
Yep. No, but I guess that's fair that in a decent amount of her teams, her like the best healer for the team is Bennett. You're not gonna get a lot of fanfare. But even then, like
It's not even all. You're not gonna get. You're gonna get 100 at most. It's bad. If you heal Yelan and Bennett from 50 to full, that is 100 fanfare.
Yeah, and then you consume their HP, so it's more than that. But
yeah, the upfront is 100, and then you're consuming not much more. So you're looking at like an average 150.
just get C2 Farina. True.
That's not even really a solution because
I
it's
know.
still just not that much damage.
I also though like
You cut out.
Yeah, no, my brain stopped working. I didn't cut out. My brain cut out.
Yeah,
I don't know.
also tagged.
I don't. I like the fact that Farina's app is more AoE than Yelan's. And I think that there's going to be some use case for her over Yelan anyways, even if the team isn't as good.
Based.
And like she can still work with her, and she at least I'm expecting her to apply enough hydro to still vape your stuff.
I think it's going to be really inconsistent. You'll
and
probably
hey, worst case scenario, you're vaping Farina. Who cares? That's good. I like that.
You're vaping Farina. No.
But I think Farina's still going to be a fine option.
Okay. Based. I think people are going to force Farina anyway. I think people are going to fuck around and find out in a way.
Yeah.
They might not notice, but it also just won't necessarily perform as well as other teams.
That's fair.
You can play Xiangyun though. You can take away her identity and just plunge.
Yep.
You know, you have really high at bond up time if you only do N1 plunge.
You have a what?
You have really, really high average bond if you just N1
true.
plunge 8 times.
That is true.
It's very true.
And you can do double hydro. Fuck Bennett, because you're getting Shanyun's buff.
Yeah, because you're not actually using any of Arlecchino's damage.
I mean, you're still using some, but a lot less.
A lot less of it.
And you're vaping a lot bigger of a portion of your damage, so you can go EM.
You can go EM sense anyway, as long as you play Bennett.
Yeah, but it's like about as good, because she's only vaping a small portion of her damage.
As good. Yeah, it is about as good. So yeah, I think the major changes I think they're going to do, I think the first cheaper. I think they are going to increase their resistance values.
Yeah, I could see both of those. Yeah. Like, right now...
I also think they should just give you the full 80%. Having to be against 2 enemies to get the 80% from resin. Why is it 70 when there's 1 enemy and there are 2? Just give us 80.
Yeah, you know what I think is, like, actually cornge? Why is it 20, 25, 70? What, like, what?
What's 2025-70? What?
Based on how long you let it cook. The bond of life you get.
Because you're always gonna cash out the level 3.
Yeah, but like, what's the
I
point?
thought this was like a really layered these nuts joke for a second.
No. What?
It is 2025-70 because you're only ever meant to use the 70.
Yeah, but then why not be like 2 levels instead of 3 and be 2070 and it takes 6 seconds? What's the
So
point
they
of the
can grief
25
you.
level?
So they can grief you if you rush.
No, but still, like if it's just 6 seconds instead of 3 and there's 2 levels instead of 3, then it's the same thing.
If you actually want the answer, it's because of her constellations.
True.
Her C2 makes it start 1 level higher.
Yeah.
It starts at level 2 with C2. Her C4, whenever she hits an enemy, it bumps up 1 level. So she skips to level 3 with her constellations.
Damn, that's crazy.
There you go. If you care. Not like it really matters.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the mark to make it impossible to play her in meld and do actual meld setups. It's gonna be great.
Well, you don't like Blood Blossom?
I love Blood Blossom. It's great. It's my favorite Hutao mechanic.
Yeah, thank God it's here. Thank God it even looks like it. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
It's really funny. It's called Blood. It's called Blood Debt. Legally distinct from Blood Blossom.
It is indeed a different thing.
The new burning set. I have confirmation the burning set is only 50 damage percent. I'm upset.
Why are you upset?
If it was 100%, it would actually be make burning really good.
Mm.
Burn melt
Honestly,
and burn vape teams would
I'm
be
disappointed
really
it's damage percent instead of EM.
I mean, it's meant to be on the characters that are doing DPS, not the ones triggering the burning.
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
Melt Risley, Melt Ganyu,
Yes.
Virgin Vape, Nevilette.
If you're playing burn vape or burn melt, you do really want the damage percent because these are teams that are generally bereft of damage percent buffers.
But still, I wish it was EM. Thematically, it fits so much better. But anyways, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Like you talked about recently, the melt teams that people play right now, generally, are either just straight double pyro, or they're playing burn melt, or they're playing
By Marie, true.
Farina, Shengling, vape melt, and just trying to get whatever reactions they can. Those like the dominant ones.
Mm-hmm.
And basically outside of Farina, you are starving your characters of damage percent.
Yeah.
Which is the reason Farina's even competitive.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the talk. I'm gonna go back
talk.
to looking at things, but
Oh, also her elemental skill is 5 particles on press.
5? I thought it was 4.
5. No, it's 5.
Really?
No.
Hmm.
5 on press. 5 every 15 seconds.
Okay, that's not as bad as I thought. Or your requirements aren't gonna be like 150. They're gonna be like 140. Pog.
In which they're like 130, 120 with Chevrolet's teams. Monopyro, they're like 130. Yeah. Vape teams, they're like 160 still.
It's okay.
If you wanted to burst every rotation, like pretty normal stuff.
It is. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Take care.
Bye bye. Okay, chat. Ugh. The catch it is that that's not a good idea. You'd rather run prototype Star Glitter. She's Hutalba smaller but bigger because AoE, but she's not actually AoE. Like, I don't know why so many people are under the impression that she has AoE. She doesn't. You are actually like Delulu if you think she has AoE. Straight up Delulu. like she has Risley level AoE, you know? Like it's like yeah. Maybe calm down a little bit. I think our kill mobs passive will stack past the 80%. I don't think it matters because you're not killing mobs before you consume the blood debt. That's not what I wanted to do, but it's okay. Fuck you. You only get Bond of Life from kill before consuming blood debt, yeah. It's basically... It's good that it's there, because it means if you kill the enemy during your setup, you don't just lose your Bond of Life. You still get it, right? Because otherwise you have to charge attack to get it, right? And if the enemy dies before you charge attack, you just don't get anything. Right? So the purpose of it is to let you get it. Wow! Oh shit! Oh, wait. 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 Hold your champs, hold your pauses. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, fuck this. No! I got a side grade, man. Fuck me. That's fine.
I see the value
Shut the
in
fuck
effort,
up, Slice.
but I also see the meaning in
Bro flames me for spamming emotes in his chat. And then he spams an emote I don't even have. Ain't no way.
the tides beckon.
Ooh, we got a double. Wow! That could be alright. Can you check my minus 15k? No. I don't wanna.
Shine down. Grow. Make yourselves at home. Buckle up.
Let the mighty be
What's the... Wait. What's the deal right now? Is she worse than Hu Tao in every way? No, she's not.
bow your head.
She's like medium-sized Hu Tao.
Yeah, let's play turtle. There is no escape.
Wow! How did size become power level? I don't know, man, but it did.
Illusion shattered.
tides beckon.
Can you check my... No!
Hey,
Settle down.
I don't want to talk about it. It's not the size of the Hu Tao, it's how you use it. True.
there is no escape.
I think I should get headphones for Mr. Zajeff's stream. Why? Why is that?
Be humble.
Why would you need headphones? I'm perfectly normal. Please scream again. Make me. Sorry. Wow! Oh?
Committed to memory.
You good? I don't know, man. Something came over me. I'm so sorry, John. This is not like me. I swear. I'm not usually like this.
An oversight on my part.
It's because of Zajef, I agree. Wow. I'll log that. It'll be good.
Illusion shattered. Let's play through a little. The Temple of Wisdom.
What's the best day of build for Nevilet?
Let the mighty be.
I actually have, like, the best Daya.
Hey,
Oh wait, Slice, did you see that I actually have a top 0.5% Hu Tao? Somehow? Like that's kind of crazy, isn't it? I don't even play Hu Tao! Can you show your Hu Tao? Wait, we can show it on that question, actually. Yeah, top 0.45. That's a big Hu Tao? It is a big Hu Tao. You're so big? Say that again. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so...
there is no escape.
Silence.
Roll. Here they know. Let's get it off.
I'm so
The tides
sorry.
beckon.
I don't know what came over me today. It's like... I am actually experiencing Zajef77. It's not good. The Zajef77 allegations are real? Yeah. Yeah, they are. Wow! Aw. Oh yeah, so someone asked for the Daya build. You can always look at my builds with exclamation mark builds, but here is the optimal Daya build. Forest Regalia. 4-piece Instructor. Triple crowned. It is the optimal Daya build. Level 1, it looks nicer before it's ascended than after. So yeah, I'm intentionally keeping it low level. Two crowns are necessary too. True! Wait, chat. Isn't the artifact I just got an upgrade on my Hu Tao? Wait a second. It might be, right? Because it's 10.1, 10.9, an upgrade to crit rate, an upgrade to EM, and flat HP instead of flat attack. Yo, wait! Wait a second. Yes. Is that the right one? 14, yep. Is that the right one? Yep. Yep. What level am I getting the best possible loot for bosses like Dendro Hypostasis? It upgrades every 5, but you start getting close to the maximum. I don't remember when you start getting close to the maximum. Wait, let me... Don't I have a... Yeah. Oh, we're level 7 is when it plateaus. You start getting more 5-star artifacts at we're level 8. And you're not that far behind in boss mats, honestly starting at world level 4. Farming overworld bosses is one of the most resin efficient things you can do when you're not high AR. Top 0.3? Wait, really? Ayo? Ah, shit, I don't have the... Your build is copium. Oh, what rank are you, Mr. PP? If I speak, I may be in big trouble. Do you have an Enga, like, set up with your characters? No? Well, that seems like a skill issue. Yeah. What are we now? Top 0.38. We're climbing! Holy shit. We are climbing, chat. It gets bigger every day, true.
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from
What
the
am I
river
on Dragon's
has
Bane?
an enduring aftertaste.
I'm not that far
In
behind.
Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it.
It's 0.45%. Not bad.
I see the value in my own work, but I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I believe I will continue to...
There's a lot of Hu Tao submissions. Jesus Christ. I guess there's a lot of Hu Tao sims out there. He's the most popular, I think. Yeah. That makes sense. Hu Tao and Raiden, I see. People love Hu Tao, or min-maxers do. Yeah. I mean, listen, they just want to have the biggest Hu Tao. I can understand that, you know? You saved the Fav build. Did I? Ah, shit, I did. I want the biggest Zajef. Well, I have bad news for you. There's only one of those. And he's 4'11". Can I use C4 Channeling instead of Toma and Risley Burn Melt team? Yes. You might die, but yes, you can. Is this stream leak free? It is not. Leak inbound. I heckin' love leakers. I pee my pants every day. What? That was a weird thing to say. Why did you say that, chat? No, you don't get it, chat. I was reading a message in chat. It was a message by Blinding Spirit. Oh. For evil. I'm being of laughter. True. I was reading a message from chat again. Stop laughing. No. Following, huh? So you mean to tell me you haven't been subscribed on YouTube? Interesting. Oh, chat. Does anyone have that TikTok? I saw it on Twitter. So there was like someone that tweeted like show the TikTok that shows why they shouldn't ban TikTok, right? And so I've been seeing a lot of really good TikToks recently because everyone keeps quote retweeting that and going viral. Anyways, does anyone have that TikTok of the guy who like does a I don't know what it's called, a fucking duo or something of someone like doing a vocabulary quiz for English learners, and it's like, what do you call this? And then the guy answers like a pharaoh, and it's a mummy, and it's yeah. I need someone to fucking I need to show it to you guys. It's so good. A sorceress.
Beautiful creatures.
A mage.
Be sure to be friendly. Them no harm.
Okay, wait, oh wait, I think I found it.
What do you call this in English?
A sorceress.
Yeah, let me...
What about this?
Mage.
A witch. What do you call this in English?
A sorceress.
A witch. What about this?
Mage.
A wizard. And this?
A ghoul.
A zombie. What about this?
A hemomancer.
A vampire. And this?
A lycanthrope.
A werewolf. What about this?
A pharaoh.
A mummy. And this?
Pixie.
A fairy. How many did you get correct?
But I also see the meaning in all the endeavors of the people of Fontaine. I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my
Dude, it's so good. Oh. It's so good. Where funny? You just don't get it. You're too old. The TikTok ban is radicalizing the country. Oh yeah, I think I saw that one.
TikTok ban. I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody's talking about this TikTok ban stuff. I think I'd rather the Chinese know my address and everything about me rather than the U.S. government. What does the government even do?
It's so good. Dude, it's so good. Oh.
Water comes in many flavors to the discerning palate. Mondstadt's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and
Tips on how to talk to women.
but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it.
Yeah, just be normal. Don't be weird. Don't treat every conversation with a woman as an interview to fuck. Your life will become... Fuck. I didn't want to do that. It's fine. Your life will become better as a result. -1 verse, yeah. Your life will become fuck. Shut up! How to be normal as a Genshin theory crafter? I will give you a step-by-step guide. There we go. Can you quickly summarize your thoughts on Arlecchino? She's good. I'm still kind of disappointed. But it's not a Dea situation. Disappointed by what? She's melee Yoimiya, and I think Yoimiya is boring, so I think she's kind of boring too. Like, her kit is basically just buff normal attacks and then mash normal attacks. That's it. That's her kit. That is it. What are your thoughts about Arlecchino weapon being better than all polearms by 30%? It's not. My thoughts are that's wrong. There are some situations where it's about 30% better than Deathmatch. In those situations, it's not 30% better than, like, Jadewing Spear, for example. Is she good with Yunjin? Fine. Reality is, Yunjin is good with Yoimiya because Yoimiya is not great, right? So, the amount that you gain from Yunjin is more significant when the base numbers are shittier. And Arlecchino's numbers are looking a bit better than Yoimiya's. So, there's probably going to be less synergy. You and me are catching strays for no reason. I mean, that's fine. If I show Ayaka to my crush, will she like me? I don't know. But if you hide Ayaka from your crush, then she can't like you. She can only like a fake version of you that you pretend to be around her. Bro! I don't know, just don't be weird about it. Pickup artist advice stream, true. That you can pick up women by not being weird. By having hobbies that are not just watching a Genshin stream. Start knitting or something. I don't know. I don't care. Do something that isn't just watching something. Hell, you can even do it while watching things. Start origami. Buy a secondhand guitar. Start drawing. You can talk about media? Yeah, but I feel like it just hits different. I'm not saying don't watch things. I'm saying don't just watch things. Not gonna lie, I'd be scared of someone who does origami. I used to do a lot of origami. I wonder if I'd still be able to do some of the stuff I used to be able to do. Should I try? I'm kind of down to try. I will use this drawing of a person, and I will fold it. Yeah, I gotta fold it into. I do not have room to do this, but it's fine. Ow! I just hit my desk with my knee. Oh, that hurts. Yeah, I don't have a good folding surface, so it's gonna be a little cringe, but that's okay. I'm gonna start by tearing this rectangle into a square. Because I don't want to have to work with a fucking thick-ass sheet of paper that's folded on itself.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop.
You know how to easily tear a sheet of paper, chat?
I stand before it alone.
You fold it one way, and then you fold it the other way, and then you refold it both ways a couple times by running your nail on the line. And then it basically tears itself. Right? You just do this,
The world
and then...
remains constant over the centuries. But human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Very nice. I think that's common knowledge. I don't know, we might have some dumbasses in chat. Burn the witch. True. No, I'm not one to judge. Okay. We do 2 diagonal folds. Right? 2 diagonal folds. Then we're going to fold on the other side like this. Horizontal fold. I should probably have a hand cam for this, but it's fine.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion.
Okay.
I stand before it
Right?
alone.
And so now we have this like double triangle thing. And all we're going to do is we're going to bring these 2 edges together like this. And fold like this. Right? And now we have a flappy triangle. Right? Woo, very cool. Next, we're going to take the folds and bring them up to the middle like this. Right? And now we have this, right? These 2 folds that were like this. We bring them in here, right? We bring them in. And then we unfold them, and we're going to fold along this crease that we just made, right?
Human life is
We're just
like
going to bring it
a
like
dew at
this.
dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Let me just remark the crease a little bit better so I can see it. And we do that on both sides. Right? We have this. Very cool. And now we're just going to fold both of these inwards along the crease we already made. Wait, is this how you're supposed to do it? Am I a dumbass? How do you do this again? Fuck. No, chat, I think I forgot how to do it. Shit, I forgot. No! I can find it. I can find it.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Okay, Chad, I think I'm Cornge. I think I skipped a step. No. Whatever, I give up. Man. Start over, please. It's Jover. Wait, bro, where's my... am I Cornge? What is that? Yeah, that's not what I was doing. I know how to do that. That's... Aww. Bad. I am bad. Oh wait. I found it. Oh, I am a dumbass. Right. Oh yeah. I wasn't supposed to do this part. Was supposed to just leave them as this? Yeah. Okay. So, you take this thing, right? You have like the folds right here, right? Very cool. Okay. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna fold it like this, right? You want to be able to have a little bit of a hat on top. Right? Bit like this. And then you want to fold the hat onto the thing. Right? Like, right? You take the hat and you fold it onto the thing. And then you unfold.
The world remains constant.
And when you try to unfold,
but human life is like
by holding the hat,
or a bubble rising through water.
these little thingies are gonna decide they don't want to fully unfold, so you just fold this and crease on here. Like this. And then I think you... Yeah. You take this little hat thing that you folded over, and you fold it back up a little bit. to make the face. Right? And it's poking out a little bit like this now. And then you fold it in half. And finally, right, you're gonna fold along from the middle to
All
here,
the world holds dear
right?
is but a
On both
place of
sides.
constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Yeah. And you now have a nice little butterfly. Woohoo! Very cool. Not a frog. Not a frog indeed.
The world remains constant over the centuries.
Although I'm
But human
pretty sure I
life is
fucked
like
it up at
dew
the
at
end,
dawn,
but it's okay.
Or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
I used to be able to do a lot of origami stuff, but now I'm washed, honestly. Okay. Anyways. I am washed, but that's okay. Origami stream when? Nah, I'm good. Washed at folding? Yeah, I know. Impressive, right? Now, I did... I don't know if I can find it. Yeah. A kusudama. When I was younger. That looked really cool. It was this one. It's like a ball with like stars all around. Let me see if I can find a better one, a better looking one. This.
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
There's like 50 sheets of paper in there. It's, yeah. Yeah. When karaoke stream again? I don't know. Kind of not feeling it today. Ugh. When World Quest? This patch? It is this patch. I have said it was this patch. It is this patch. It will be this patch. Oh wait, it's LCS today. Yo! Yo! Pog! Who's playing? 100 Thieves versus C9 Way, that's a banger matchup. Hey yo? Yeah, I gotta watch that. So we're not gonna be streaming for too much longer. What game is Redemption Blues about? I don't actually know. Oh. You know what? That makes a lot of sense. It's about Red Dead Redemption. But that makes a lot of sense. Hence the redemption. Okay, chat. Hmm. Chat, I wonder if you're gonna want to burst at the start of your rotation or in the middle of it with Arlecchino. Because you get more damage if you burst earlier, but you get less uptime as well. What would be the reason to skip Arlecchino? From a meta perspective, if you already use both, like, teams that would want Bennett and teams that would want the Hydro units, or teams that would use both, obviously. I mean, realistically, right? From a meta perspective, you should skip her if you already have two teams. From a min-maxing meta perspective, there's no point to pulling for another carry if you already have two good teams. And you're better off pulling for supports that improve your current teams, or for 5-star weapons, right? From a non-meta perspective, I can't really make that decision for you, right? It's just how much you like her. From I care about meta, and I want to pull for good units, but I don't, need to improve my teams. I just want to play some cool things perspective, which is the perspective I have, basically. I don't think she's gonna feel too different from a lot of the other pyro carries we have. She's gonna be a little bit more brain dead than characters like Hu Tao, right? You're not gonna be reliant on cancels. I think she doesn't infuse her attacks. She does infuse her attacks. I wish she wasn't just another right-click spammer. Yeah, me too. But alas, it is what it is. Is she a good character? Is she strong or is she not? She's good. Like, she's... I think she's very similar in power to a character like Risley. Like, she's good, but she's also not anything game-breaking. What will make me not disappointed if her kit wasn't fucking boring? If there were some cancels that were fun to do instead of just fucking smash your normal attack button. If the burst felt impactful enough to be worth building ER for. Like, if a character bursts every other rotation, their burst is boring as fuck. That's just the reality of it, right? If your burst doesn't do enough to justify building the ER you need to use it every rotation, then that's cringe. I like playing... I like using bursts. Bursts are fun to use. You know? Characters have 3 buttons, it's so Joker one of those buttons are bad, yeah. It's like, it's not even like she's bad. She's far from bad. Like, she's a very decent unit. Just... the kid is a lot more boring than I hoped. What proportion of characters actually have interesting kits? That's a good question. I'd say no, yes, yes. Kinda. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. 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 Not really. No. No. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Actually, I said yeah for Risley, right? I take it back. Not yeah. No. Not really. No. Meh. Yeah. 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 No. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Kind of whatever. No. Yeah. 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 Meh. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No. 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 Yeah. 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 No. Yeah. Yeah. And that was a yes. Yeah, her kid is really interesting. She's just bad. No. 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 Yeah. Meh. Yeah. 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 No. No. Yeah. No. 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 No.
Benny's adventure team, assemble!
Almost?
Oh. Or not.
Bennett's kid would be interesting if his C1 didn't exist, I think.
Oh, ow! Where did that come from?
His C1 makes his kid so much more boring. Because without C1, there's like, okay, risk reward. If I take damage, I lose my damage bonus, like my attack bonus. So I have to make sure I don't take damage.
Adventure team, assemble!
With C1, that's removed, and I think that's the most interesting part of his kit, of his base kit. So I don't think I would. I'd say I'd lean towards no. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. No. But most of them interesting? Yeah, I do. What did you say about Gaming? Yeah. Gaming is a yeah. The noticing so in balls, their kits are kind of boring. It just is what it is. Like I think a lot of people are under the impression that I think that Singto is like that I really like Singto outside of his strength. I got someone who was very insistent in my quote retweets yesterday that I am biased towards my favorite units. And it's like, no. I don't think Singto is an interesting character or an interesting design. I like playing Singto because he's broken. I like playing strong things. I don't think that Singto is good because I like him. Singto is good, therefore I enjoy playing him. There's other characters I like a lot more than Singto that I don't like playing as much as Singto because they suck, like Dea. Chicken or the egg ass question, but it isn't even! Because I don't like Singto, I like playing him. I love experiencing Genshin Impact gameplay where I have Singto because he's fucking broken. And I like when things go right. But I don't like him. Like, he's not him. He's a rich, out-of-touch loser. Like... I don't like him. But he's also fucking broken. I think the biggest reason why Singto's kid isn't interesting to me is because he has no real downside. Like, when you look at a character like Xiangling, fast power application can be a problem in some situations where you don't want application that's too fast. And her ER requirements can also be a problem. Because, specifically when you're going for, like... Well, her particle generation is just more scuffed. Whereas with Singto, it's like, your problems fix themselves. Right? And it's just... It doesn't feel like there was a trade-off for any of the... Any of his upsides, right? And so I think that's... Xiangling's kid is interesting because... You have to make concessions in some situations with her, right? Whereas with Singto, you never have to make concessions. He's just always fucking good. Do you think he's overtuned? Oh, definitely. I don't think it's necessarily bad for the game to have overtuned 4 stars. But he is definitely overtuned. Hello to you as well, Ultra. Welcome to today's stream. You should have slightly better damage than Klee, but worse synergy with Farina teams. But overall, relatively similar, I think, yeah. Hamstosis. I do expect the dedicated support for her, though. I don't know when. Maybe once we get to Notlon and we have, like, you know, the fucking Pyro region, we'll get some dedicated supports. Early Notlon, yeah. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Which character do you like the least? And can be from a gameplay perspective, personality-wise, power-wise, or a mix of factors? Well, there's one character that I consistently dislike in every aspect, and it's Ganyu. So I'd probably say Ganyu. I will say, though, I think my dislike for Ganyu got exacerbated by Lantern Ride this year. Like, I'm sorry, but the whole fucking incest thing is weird, man. It's weird. That's not normal. That's kind of fucked up. Get this shit off my screen. What are you talking about? When Shanahan fucking touched Ganyu's horn and she started moaning and saying like, oh no, I'm so sensitive there, like, stop! Stop! These are sisters! Bro made up a relationship and is mad about it. Whatever, man. I don't want to argue with that. Like, sure, man. I definitely made up that scene, and it definitely wasn't awkward as fuck. Sure, man. If you keep telling yourself that. People in chat discovering adopted sisters are sisters. Yeah, dude, it's ugh. Was never said in game they're sisters. They literally were raised by the same person, man. Whatever. They treat each other as sisters? They do, yeah. It's weird, man. It's weird. Listen, if you don't think that's weird, that's fine. I just don't want you near me. Personally. I don't want you in my chat. I don't want you interacting with my community. Go away. Anyways. Anyways. How did you get any kind of sexual innuendo? It's just an anime trope. Oh! Oh, I didn't know anime tropes never had sexual innuendos. Ah, shit, man. I guess when guys fall on top of a girl's boob because it's an anime trope, it's also not sexual. Yeah, no, for sure.
But human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. transitory.
I'm just Anyways, you guys were some anime fans are just like, actual fucking deviants try to pass off their weird ass bullshit as normal. Man. Like, that's what watching too much anime does to you. It's not watching too much anime, it's watching too much dog shit anime. Like, watching too much Mob Psycho isn't gonna fucking rot your brain. Watching too much Seven Deadly Sins will. Have you watched Frieren? Not yet. I will, eventually. I'm not done rewatching Korra. I got to Zahir, though. I procrastinated on the Unalaq stuff for like 5 days, but now I'm at the Zahir part, so... Finally. Have you watched Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2? I watched the start of it, and I got really bored, so I dropped it. Gojo was the weakest part of Season 1 to me. And the choice of starting Season 2 with just a fucking flashback that's just his past is like, it just took me out of it. He's not in the rest of Season 2? Yeah, but I don't care. I don't want to watch the rest of it. I thought... I feel about Jujutsu Kaisen very similarly to how I feel about Demon Slayer. But at least Demon Slayer never had a fucking whole-ass arc that just focused on their worst character. So I never, like, actively wanted to turn it off. It was always pretty and kind of whatever, right? They look weird as fucking anime too, man. Someone pointed out to me how annoying Zenitsu's constant screaming was. It is, but he's actually not on screen that often, right? Like, Zenitsu's probably the worst character in Demon Slayer, but he actually doesn't have that much screen time. Like, a lot of the story happens outside of him. But I'm not watching multiple episodes of a Gojo flashback. Like, I'm sorry, it's just not happening. Just watch One Piece? I have. All of it? Well, I'm not caught up. But I watched up to Whole Cake the first time. Because Whole Cake was airing. And then Whole Cake bored me to death. So I dropped it. And then I rewatched up to the start of Wano. When Wano started. And then I got started on a third rewatch. What, like a few months ago, a year ago, maybe? But I got distracted by other things. One Piece anime pacing is horrendous? It is, yeah. Ugh. What do you think of One Piece lore? I think people give Oda a lot of credit for world building. And he definitely deserves some credit. But I think the credit isn't that Oda is amazing at world building, is that Oda is really patient with his world building. He knows he's gonna keep being published 10 years from now, so he can set things up right now that are gonna have payoffs 10 years from now. Right? It's kind of a really... It's like the I guess the biggest upside of being basically the most fucking popular manga in the world. He knows he's not at risk of not getting published anymore. He's always going to get published, so he doesn't need to rush any of his payoffs. And it leads to a lot of things feeling really satisfying. Because you're like, oh my god, this was set up like 200 episodes ago. That's crazy.
But a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
But yeah. And like, I'm not saying he's bad at world building. It's just, I think that it's not so much like that One Piece's world is... No. Frick you. It's not even that the One Piece lore is all that outstanding. It's just the way that it's built up is very good. Right?
Inactivity serves no purpose whatsoever.
One Piece is peak story, but not peak anime, cursed by weekly release schedule. I don't think so. Unironically, I don't think One Piece is peak story. I think One Piece is definitely the pinnacle of shonen. I don't think One Piece would be as good if it wasn't as poorly paced. Unironically. Like, in the sense that If the pacing in One Piece wasn't shit, the story would have been over fucking 10 years ago, right? And I don't think it would be as iconic. One Piece's world works really well for the sort of shonen bullshit that completely ruins pacing.
All the world holds dear.
But yeah, like
Backdrop of constant
I definitely don't think it's the peak of story. Like,
I stand before it, alone and
I feel like when you compare One Piece to actually, like, honestly, both character-driven shows and story-driven shows, it's just not that great. Like, putting One Piece up against Mob Psycho, putting One Piece up against Megalobox. It just... There's a certain... something missing. You know?
the world remains constant.
What do you think of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? It's a good show that gets completely ruined for me by how dog shit the first 3 episodes are.
Transitory.
They tried to balance out getting through the start of the story quickly for people that had already seen the original FMA with giving enough exposition so that people who hadn't seen the original FMA wouldn't be lost. And they did it incredibly poorly. The pacing is dog shit. The dialogue makes me want to fucking shoot myself in game. And every single thing the characters say, it feels like they're talking directly to the viewer because there's no reason for them to be saying that in the conversation that's currently happening. It gets a lot better after, like, 3 to 4 episodes. But early on, it's terrible. And it really ruins the experience for me, because I start trying to rewatch it, and it's just like, no, fuck that. I'm done. I'm done. I've dropped FMA at 1 episode. Yeah, and I honestly understand that. For the average viewer, it's not that big of a deal. I don't think that's true. For the average teenager, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but when you've watched a lot of shows, you start recognizing when the exposition is done in a really shit way, and it feels almost condescending. And I don't know. FMA is my favorite anime. Yeah, and that's fair. Like I said, it's really just the first few episodes that are like this, and it is pretty good overall.
Activity serves no purpose whatsoever.
As someone who never watched either version and tried to watch FMAB as an adult, I didn't make it past the first 3 episodes either. Yeah, and like, that's really the biggest issue the show has. What's the shittiest show you've watched to completion? I don't know. I don't really tend to remember shitty shows that I watch.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of.
It might actually have been Naruto, yeah.
I stand before it, alone
Shippuden
and
specifically.
unchanging.
OG Naruto was like decent. Shippuden lost me. Naruto isn't that bad. I think the highs of Naruto's aren't that bad, but the lows are dog shit. Not bad without the filler. Even without the filler, it's not good, I think. I mean, in my opinion, at least. I just... Did you like the Pain arc? The Pain arc was probably the best arc in Shippuden. But it's dog shit compared to Chunin Exam. Ugh. How good is Dragon Ball Z? That, I don't think you want to ask me this question right now. I do not have many positive things to say about Dragon Ball, and I don't think it's the right time to be talking shit about it right now. Best and worst JoJo part.
Inactivity serves no purpose.
I mean, worst part is part 3. And it's not even close. Part 3 fucking sucks.
Clear skies can do nothing to hide the brilliance of lightning.
It's probably a lot less bad if you're a manga reader, but the like, you could tell they did not need 2 seasons of part 3.
So
1 season would have been enough.
is not required.
The pacing was dog shit.
Good.
It took me 4 years to watch part 3, yeah. Honestly, I think my favorite part
The
is
world
part
remains
4.
constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or
I feel
a
like
rising
everything about part 4 is good,
transitory.
right? It has the best supporting characters by far, right? It has one of the better villains, one of the better JoJos. Or over 5, yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the supporting characters in 5.
All the world holds
Or
dear
Giorno.
is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
I feel like Naruto and Bruno. Yeah, but like Okuyasu. Like that is also true, yeah. I just feel like everything about part 4 is good. I haven't read. I'm not a manga reader for JoJo, so I'm only caught up to part 6. I can't speak to part 7 and 8. But I just feel like who's a better JoJo than Josuke? You could argue part 2 Joseph, but like there's like fucking 6 episodes, man. Like part 2 is, I feel like people remember part 2 really fondly because it's so short that you didn't get tired of it. I feel like Joseph isn't actually that good, and he would have gotten really repetitive if it was any longer than it was. But I think that either way, in the first 6 parts, Josuke is definitely top 2 JoJo. I think Kira is probably top 2 main villains as well. And Okuyasu is the best supporting character. Who's best villain? Season 1 Dio, I think. Season 3 Dio, dog shit. Terrible. Get him out of here. Season 1 Dio, though?
But human life is like the dew at
Hell yeah.
dawn, or a bubble rising through water.
Hell yeah. I'm here for that. Season 1 Dio was just a menace for no reason. Yeah, because like part of it was like you were in the shoes of Jonathan, and he's just like, why are you like this? What? Leave me alone! What are you doing? Stop it!
No purpose whatsoever.
Please! Why won't you leave me alone? And it's just so good, man. Like, it's actually really entertaining how out of left field Dio was in season 1. Or in part 1. But in part 3, he's just really boring.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone.
Part 6 Dio was peak Dio. You're just coping right now. Ain't no way you said that. Too evil compared to part 1? It just... It's not even that he's too evil. I'd argue he's not even more evil in... Like, I'd argue he's more evil in part 1 than in part 3. Like... In part 3... He's basically motivated by power. In part 1, his hatred is motivated by hatred. He just wants Jonathan to have a shitty fucking life.
But human life
It's not about power.
or a bubble rising
He just really hates that motherfucker. Right? And that's why it's so good. He's just purely fucking evil. And in season 3, they keep him pure evil, but instead of just being evil for the fun of it, now it's for power, which is just so much more generic. And I don't love it. To be fair, Jonathan is such a perfect goody two shoes. I would hate him just as much. I mean, I don't think I would hate him as much, but I also think Jonathan is kind of unlikable. And that's part of what makes Part 1 Deal work so well. But yeah, so Kira is top 2, Josuke is top 2, and Okuyasu is number 1. I just feel like nothing can really be as consistently good as Part 4. I hope to get proven wrong by Part 7, though. Did you read Part 7? Nope. Part 7 is what most people think is the best. Pog. Filthy acts at a reasonable price. True. The localization is just so funny, man. Yeah, for those of you who don't watch JoJo, a lot of characters are named after. A lot of stands, which is like their powers, are named after bands or songs. And because they don't want to get into shitty legal battles, in the English dub,
is but a backdrop of constant motion.
they change the names.
Alone and unchanging.
And they changed Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap to Filthy Acts at a Reasonable Price. It's just so good, man. It's just so good. That's even better. It actually makes it so much better, I agree. The worst was Lil Bomber instead of Aerosmith. Yeah, that one's kind of boring.
The world remains constant over the centuries, but human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Alright, LCS games have started. Probably, or are starting, so it might be time to end stream. Tomorrow we'll talk more about Arlecchino. Maybe, you know what? No, I think I'm just gonna do my Star Rail off stream. All right, bye bye. Actually, wait, I can wait. Actually, wait, do I have a video to post? I have a video to post. Chiori video, Pog! What should the title be?
Dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.
Over? That's already the thumbnail. Yeah, I'm actually down. I don't know if it fits though. Chiori made me close Genshin and do my taxes.
But human life is like the dew at dawn, or a bubble rising through water. Transitory.
Alright, as usual, chat. You can find it through YouTube. It helps with the algorithm more.